Let's delve into the idea of multiplying polynomials. First, we'll look at multiplying monomials. When multiplying a monomial by a monomial, such as 5x squared times 4x cubed, we will start by multiplying the coefficients of 5 times 4 to get 20. Then we will look at our variables, x squared times x cubed. Because they have like bases and are being multiplied, we add them to get to x to the 5th. In example 2, we see that we have more variables included. We're still going to start by multiplying the coefficients of 7 times 6. Then looking at our x variables and multiply those together. Then looking at our y variables and multiplying those together. You can see we have them all separated out just to see where that multiplication is occurring. And remember that y is y to the 1st in this instance, so y cubed times y to the 1st is y to the 4th. You end up with a 42 x to the 6th, that would be 4 plus 2, and y to the 4th. When multiplying a monomial into a polynomial, we make sure that we use the distributive property. So as you can see, we take 4x squared and multiply it by the first term of 3x squared, by the second term of 7x, and the third term of negative 2. And you can see in doing so then we have smaller multiplications, monomial by monomial, within each of these pieces. After simplifying and working through, you can see that 4 times 3 is 12. X squared times x squared gives us x to the 4th. We're adding to that 4 times 7, 28. X squared times x, x cubed. And subtracting 4 times negative 2 gives us that negative 8, x squared. And really you can think of that as an x to the 0th is in there because x to the 0th is 1. Or you can just look at it as x squared by itself, but it does leave us with a negative 8x squared. Now we get into the meat of looking at multiplying two binomials. Here we have the binomial of 4x minus 2 times the binomial of 3x plus 6. What's happening is 4x needs to get multiplied to both the 3x plus 6, and you can see that occurring in this step right here. And then the negative 2 needs to get multiplied to the 3x plus 6. So breaking this thing out, then, we have a monomial times a binomial, and another monomial times a binomial. Make sure to include that negative as we multiply things out. In doing this, we see that we will be combining like terms at one point and ending up with an answer of 12x squared plus 18x minus 12. Many people in multiplying binomials may have heard of something called FOIL. FOIL is an acronym that helps us understand what procedure we could take to multiply two binomials. FOIL really only works with two binomials. And the FOIL stands for the first, meaning multiply the first two terms, and you can see that in red here. We have our first two terms being multiplied. Our outer two terms are in yellow. 3x is our outermost term, and a positive 7. Our innermost, 4 times 2x, and our last, our constants of 4 times 7. In doing so, we end up with 4 terms. The middle two terms can be combined as like terms in this instance, ending up with 6x squared plus 9x plus 28. We have to recognize that FOIL does not always work, and here's one instance. We have a binomial being multiplied by a trinomial, 3 terms. So this again is where we want to think more of a distributive property, where we multiply 8x by each term in the second polynomial, and 2 by each term in the second polynomial, as seen in red. After much multiplication and then simplifying by combining like terms, we do end up with a polynomial expression.